Victoria, welcome to London.
Thank you very much.
You just did your speech. How do you feel?
Excellent. I feel very excited about this morning.
Yeah.
Lots of cool stuff.
Are
Lots of food for thought.
you ever you look so like a calm swan up there. Do you get nervous when you speak?
And I do get nervous, but I
Yeah.
like that type of excitement that you
Yeah.
get to share, right?
Yeah.
It's a connection with the people in that sort of room. So,
You can see a lot of nodding, a lot of
Mm.
lot of applause. What of all the things that you
Yeah.
talked about up there, to you personally, what was the most important data point? What's the one where you see your own data and you think, oh, I'm going to take that into my own leadership? Is there anything that
Yeah.
you've seen? You've like, I'm going to adapt to evolve or change based on your own data.
Yeah. I think the notion of multidimensional individuals is super important. So looking at a person as the sum of all these different realities that coexist: work, community, life, personal life. So I think that it's very important that you understand the context of the team member that you are, and that's something that's really, as a manager,
Yeah.
more quickly you can relate to that, more fluid the dialogue is, right?
Yeah.
So I think this is about that dimension, and then the fact that people go through different phases, and that does have a very clear impact on how they relate to
Yeah.
work. So I think they go through that personally,
Yeah.
that you don't relate to work the same as when you start out.
Yeah.
But as a manager, understand that your team members are at different stages and are
Yeah.
going through different phases. I think that's very powerful.
I found that really powerful. And they change,
And,
don't they? Like what someone wanted 4 years ago may be different now.
and sometimes you need to have these conversations to understand that they have finished a phase and they might be in another. So this is why I think that the notion of human connections and having the time and space to talk to your colleagues and as people, not as transactional, getting the job done.
Yes.
Tuning in with their personal context. It's part of the story, right?
So we're in London and you presented some UK data, which I was just in my ears. And I found the interesting thing about community interesting because as me, it's personally, I'm a girls' football coach. I calculate it takes 7 hours of my week, but I love every minute of it. And I believe it makes me better at my job because I feel like it challenges me in different ways.
Yes.
Can you just share the data that was in the report and what you think?
So that was actually a real surprise to me. Honestly,
Yeah.
I did not expect to see the UK come out, with 25% really committed, like you are, 7 hours, maybe not 7 hours, but very committed to their local, either charities or a lot of sports, voluntary work. And then another 26%, right, who regularly do get involved. So clearly not what I see in some other countries, for example, in France. And that was a big surprise to me. But I think it actually, for our UK teams, puts even more the highlight and the spotlight on the importance of taking that into account when they work with their team members, right? So they might be there, but on the weekends they might have a different, hat as a soccer coach, and that it's this whole engagement that needs to be factored in when you try to work through the best you can with them and have them motivated and engaged.
So you presented the data on how important it is to engage and happy employees following Tony's talk. It's a really great segue in. You've got 250 CEOs here today. You've got people live streaming. What's the one bit of advice that you'd give a CEO on taking engagement seriously? They've listened to the presentations. Lord Richard Layard this morning, really inspirational.
Very inspirational.
They've suddenly come on and I get it now. What's the one bit of advice you'd give them?
Take the time to get to know people individually and understand where they are in their journeys.
Brilliant. Thank you, Victoria.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.
For the opportunity.
No worries. Thank you. Cheers.
Thank you.